Hello and welcome to the Mamava Pumpcast. I'm Annie.
And I'm Nikki.
And we're here in the Burlington, Vermont headquarters of Mamava for our bi-weekly Pumpcast. Thank you so much for coming, friends.
Thanks for joining. Today we're talking about Mama Milestones, and we're specifically talking about some of our breastfeeding and pumping milestones.
Yes, Nikki and I are fast approaching the first birthdays of our little girls. So there are a lot of milestones in a first year of breastfeeding.
That's
first
right.
For me, it's Nikki's first kid, second kid. So it's a little bit of a what happened with the first one, what happened with the second one, how do the milestones feel different?
Yeah.
But we have a really amazing giveaway today. As a new mom who just wanted to get my hands on like every piece of information and really read every story I could just to better understand what motherhood might throw at me, these types of stories are amazing. So we have Amateur Hour, Motherhood in Essays and Swear Words by Kimberly Harrington. So that is just title and subtitle alone.
She's a close friend of ours, and she is super funny. So whoever wins this is very lucky.
And we have Strong as a Mother as well, which you can see our amazing marketing team here. Definitely does the clip notes for us by Kate Rope. And it's how to stay healthy, happy, and most importantly, sane from pregnancy to parenthood. So both incredible tools. Either keep them for yourselves.
Yeah.
A lot of what we always do here in our giveaways are amazing gift baskets for a new mom.
Yep.
So, maybe before birth, not a lot of reading time right after the baby comes, but definitely good reading to do before, or maybe even as a reflection as your kid hits one, to be like, I wonder if I'd relate to some of these stories I'm about to read.
And we're guessing that you will. So we want to talk about some of our best mama moments and milestones, the first, the best, the worst, and really hear from you guys on what your milestones have looked like and your breastfeeding journey. So I'm going to start with asking Annie some questions, because that's like maybe my most favorite thing to do. You're a first-time pumping mom. When?
I think I got a couple here, but the first one that comes to mind definitely is when you leave your pump parts at home 3 times in the first 2 weeks of you returning to work.
Yeah.
So I consistently would get in. I would get into the Mamava at 11 a.m., like being like, okay, I got my morning meeting done, so I'm in here, and I'd open my pump bag, and it would just be the motor. And I would have forgotten everything else, and I was like, and I'm like, I could go ahead and express. Fortunately, I live 2 miles from work, so I was able to go back and get it. The other one was, there's the awesome video, we think it's awesome because we're the funniest, but of us unpacking the pump for the first time. We're in our Pumpcast demo, I think like a breast pump assembly, and I had no idea how any of these parts go together. It's an incredibly intimidating looking machine. Like, look at this thing. You're like, where did this tube go? And do I connect that tube? We didn't look very knowledgeable
in that Pumpcast.
And Nikki was making fun of me because I was like, well, do you put the bra on and then insert this? And now I'm like, could do it with my eyes closed, probably passed out.
Although I still beat you in the race. So if you also want to look back to the assembly race, I definitely won that. I think we had to cut the clip at the end. That was
motherhood.
Very
it's not for the weak of heart.
What about your first time ever pumping? I would love to know about that. Like, that was like a good story.
Well, that was actually, so the Sonata, which we use, has like a 1 to 10 level of intensity, I guess, like of how much it sucks out.
10.
Nope. And I remember I texted you and I was like, I can't go above 2. I was like, this is way too painful. Whereas now by like the 8th month of pumping, I was like, gotta put it at 6 or something in order to get anything out. But when it was first, like, you're so sensitive, it's so intense, you're so full. Yeah. I was like, I only have to pump for 4 minutes, and then it would be like 27 minutes by the 8th month. Or I would just zone out by the point. But in the beginning, it just felt like, oh my gosh, this is such a crazy contraption. And
I'd like to kindly remind you, too, that you did say to me one time, pumping's not so bad. Like, I'm fine with it. It's great. And then I was like, talk to me in month 10.
I did not say
talk to me in month 10. No, you were like, it's no problem.
I was like, I definitely thought it was no problem. And now I'm definitely going to be, if someone else gets pregnant in this office and has that reaction, I'll have the PTSD attitude that you did, where you were like, I'm having like flashbacks and I can't handle it. So for you, You know you're a pumping weaning, or actually I'm gonna save that one. Do that last.
Yeah.
You know you're a pumping working mom when?
When you work for a breastfeeding company that provides spaces, that's what we do here at Mamava. We provide clean, comfortable, dignified spaces for
Like
women
this
to pump,
one
like
right
a
now.
beautiful pod, and you still forget your breast milk at work. So running 1,000,000 miles a minute, heading out the door, and you still forget your pump bag with your cooler of your milk. And so I think it happened twice to me here, second time pumping mom. But you know you're a working mom when you're lining up all these things you need to do for your day, and you still forget your breast milk at the office. And so you come back, or you're negotiating with people over space. I mean, that even happened to us because we both were pumping at the same time.
And you work at a small startup who only has 2 college mini fridges, so it's not like you left your milk in the fridge in the staff room because there wouldn't be room for your cooler. So there's actually one friend's company gives every new returning mom a fridge at their own desk, so they get to keep it, which is a pretty awesome perk.
What about you
now
guys?
We have a big fridge, like a big important.
What about you guys? Any first time pumping mom milestones? Any first new working mom milestones? We would love to hear them.
Again, Annie and Nikki coming from Mamava. Amazing giveaway today to learn more about Mama's first, worst, bests, and last maybe moments of the breastfeeding journey. Amateur Hour by Kimberly Harrington, and then Kate Rope's book, Strong as a Mother. Really amazing giveaway option. Just share with us what were your best and worst moments. What were your, what was your experience along the way? Share with us how it went.
Yeah. Okay. Another one. You're a traveling pumping mom when? What was your first pumping and traveling milestone?
Yeah. So one time I felt like I had an unbelievable, so first of all, I leave and I give my husband like a minute by minute schedule of how he's going to take care of Avery while I go. But I land at DCA, and DCA has mother's rooms, great, but they're pre-security. So I land, I have to go out through security, I have to pump milk, I have to come back in through TSA with now all this liquid that never the TSA agents hardly know the law. So I have the Mamava article up on my phone that has the hyperlink to the TSA guidelines, and I'm like, this is the actual law around breast milk, and they leave me alone kind of a thing. But I'm like, I got this. I go through on the flight back. We land at DCA, but I'm in this like faraway terminal you have to take a shuttle to. Doesn't work. And so I sat in my plane seat with a shawl over me, just with my manual pump, just sitting there. You can kind of see the shawl going up and down as I'm working this thing, and the guy in the aisle is like, what is that lady over there doing? And I'm twisting the whole thing off, and the flight attendant actually gave me a thumbs up at one point, like, I know what you're doing, struggling through it, but it's like, you feel like you got everything dialed, and then, life gets in the way, which is why you need Mamavas on terminals.
Yes, we do.
So that no matter where you land or where you're taking off from, you have a clean, dignified space to pump.
And just a quick side note, remember to download the Mamava app so that it can help you understand where those places are on your travels. And so I know when I was a first-time mom, we didn't have that available, and so I was like, I have no idea what to expect when I'm coming into this terminal. And then second time around, thank goodness, I'm like, I'm going to check exactly where these are, knowing that I need to pump.
And our moms are hugely helpful with that too. I think actually the DCA one was like, it's across from the Toomey store. And I saw in someone's review of it, so I saw Toomey, and I was like, perfect, thank you, that's it. We've got Danielle who says, you're a working mom when you don't even think twice about pumping on a conference call.
That is true.
So true. What's that noise in the background? Ka-chung, ka-chung, ka-chung.
I think
it's a very professional noise.
Kristen Bell also did one of those where she was like she had no idea that like they had so many people on this conference call that she was on, and so it was like just of her face in the thing, and then they were basically like, she's up there looking, and they're like, what are you doing? Why is your face covering the whole screen? She's like, I didn't think this was going to be on camera today. I'm pumping, you idiots. And then she like pulled it back, and they were like,
Yeah.
Which was good.
I don't know that I'd pull it back. That's Kristen Bell. I wouldn't be like, guys, guess what?
FYI.
This is what's going on.
But it's a good milestone.
We have some other mamas that we shared with on Facebook.
Yeah.
Jenna says, when you're pumping milk in an airport and begging Starbucks for ice to keep it cold for the flight, Thank you, Mama, for making work travel a little easier for moms.
That is nice. I love that
and
one.
thank you, Starbucks, if you did share the ice, because that is also important.
Yes, you should share the ice, Starbucks.
Oh my gosh. You know you're a pumping traveling mom. That trip was when I went to the hotel and I was like, you have my freezer pack, right? And the person at the hotel apartment table was like, oh, which freezer did they put it in? And I'm like, I have no idea. You took it. And they're like, did they give you it in the bag tag? And they hadn't. And then she stole someone's freezer packs out of like her coworker's lunchbox to give to me to put in my milk thing. Because they lost it. It was it was like nice-ish, but then it wasn't frozen. Anyway, TSA didn't call me. But
that's
it's
a
like,
milestone.
You feel like you just go through everything. It's like nothing could go right. It was 5 a.m. I was like, come on, please.
Marie Claire Johnson said, even though you're struck out finding your toddler some rain boots for this rainy spring we've had going on at the mall, you got to use the cool Mama pod, so you call it a win. So that's definitely another milestone. It's like when you go into a retail space and you've got your baby and a toddler and you're looking for something and you need a place to sit and feed. Nice to be able to find a comfortable space like a Mama Box.
Absolutely.
Okay, what do you got next?
All right, I've got you're a pumping and weaning mom. So as I said, Nikki and I are getting to a year for both Addie and Avery. And so we're getting, we both actually set the goal of a year for us, and so we're getting very close to our goal.
Very close.
Breastfeeding, but so we're in the weaning phase.
Yeah. And I would say, you're a weaning mom, and this is a mom milestone, when, and this could go both ways, when you're only bringing your hand pump with you when you're traveling, because you're either just pumping just enough milk that you're like, I'm not going to do anything with this, and you end up pumping and dumping the milk, which after that many months of working hard at it feels like so sad. Mm-hmm. It's like a hard thing to watch the gold go down the sink. Or you could be in the other spot where you're like, my baby is getting every last drop of this, and you could be pumping in a not so sanitary location like a restroom because you're sitting there being like, it doesn't matter, I just need to get enough. Every last drop.
Yeah, I mean, you honestly are also dumbing it because Addie's gone on a bottle strike, so she won't even take the
She
milk.
won't. I'm sitting here like, well, I can't do anything with this because she wouldn't even use it.
Yeah, and it's not like you're like, oh gosh, I'm dumping 8 ounces. When you get to the end of it, it's dregs.
Oh, we got one from Danny Marie.
Okay.
She says, I felt like I made it when I got out the door with my diaper bag, my pump bag, purse, and child all in one trip. So we feel you. That is a milestone. That's when you're like, officially, I am a pumping, traveling mama.
No, I mean, you feel like a Sherpa when you first, or I did when I first came back from work from maternity leave. It's like, I've got my pump bag, I've got my laptop bag, I have my lunch bag, I also want to work out, so I got my gym bag, and then all of a sudden you're like, I just need a hiking backpack. Like, I need overnight, I need a tent, I feel like I'm going everywhere. My husband and I also had a post-it note up on the door that was like, diaper bag. Because we kept forgetting, that would be like the number one thing I would forget all the time.
I told you, leave an extra.
Oh no, now I have that.
Okay, sorry.
I think they're like newborn size now, so completely useless, but I have them in the car.
All right, last milestone. Okay. You're a pumping mom that is so over pumping when?
So my first night, actually, that Eric and I ever spent away from Avery together, we went to a wedding in Chicago and get up in the morning and we drive to the airport and we're pulling in and I said, oh my God, I forgot the pump. We have to go back. I don't have my manual with me. We got to go back. So we drive all the way back home. I get the pump. We get to the airport. It's like, phew, okay. We get on the plane, land. We get off the plane, and I'm, like, at the pilot. I'm thanking him for the flight, and someone's like, did you forget something? Is there someone's bag back here? And it wasn't, like, up in the overhead, and I forgot. It was at my feet. It was underneath the seat in front of me, and I'd left my pump there. I was just so mentally checked out of it. I was ready to, like, just abandon it, see what happened. I don't care. I was so over it. It was so silly. They were like, and so Eric's joke the entire weekend when we would, like, get back on the plane, or even for the next week, was like, you got your pump? Do you have your pump? Do you have your pump with you?
That's so good.
And so we have an amazing giveaway again for Amateur Hour by Kimberly Harrington and Strong as a Mother by Kate Rope. And the amazing winner this time of these incredible resources for a new mom.
Nice.
We have 2 winners, sorry. So of Amateur Hour by Kimberly Harrington, we have Raquel Coulis. I apologize. DM us with your info. And then strong as a mother is Danny Marie Smith.
Woo!
So thank you all so much for joining. Continue to comment. Let us know what were your first and worst, your last and best of your breastfeeding journey. We'd love to know. And until 2 weeks from now,
Ta-tas for now.
bye guys.
Bye.